Music. Chat, if y'all can hear me. I didn't realize I had my microphone disconnected. Um, yeah, my bad. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't hear myself. But yeah, let me get y'all drop a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. And then we're about to go ahead and get started. Chat, if y'all can hear me. I didn't realize I had my But yeah, so now that I know that we locked and loaded and ready to go, appreciate everybody for taking out y'all's time tonight to be able to hop onto the stream. I will be doing my very best moving forward to make sure I stay as consistent as possible. I want to be able to make sure that y'all consistently hop on the stream. So I'm gonna do my part and make sure that I am doing everything that I need to do to be able to keep you guys, up to date in the market and so on and so forth. Just so you guys know, it is about a 30-second delay. So if maybe you notice I'm not paying attention to the chat or something of that nature, just know it will take, 30 seconds or what have you. All right, cool. So I am seeing, somebody dropping a one in the chat. If you are just now hopping onto the stream, make sure I get you to drop a one in the chat. We were previously having some audio issues, but it does look like that I have resolved them. Your boy is not as tech savvy as I would like to be, but we gonna work on that in 2023 if that's cool with y'all. So let me get y'all to drop some ones in the chat if you are on this wonderful YouTube live today participating. All right, cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to pay attention to USD Chef. So basically what we're going to be doing on this call, because I haven't done one of these calls in God knows how long. So first things first, make sure y'all go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's definitely going to benefit you to do so. So let me go ahead and pull that up right here. So make sure y'all go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Tyree Samuels. Let's get your boy to 1K. We're about to make it official this year. And I'll make sure I stay as consistent as I possibly can, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So what I basically do is London session. I trade London, New York, okay? So whenever we get onto these calls, we're only going to be paying attention to London. We're only going to be paying attention to New York, okay? I do pendings primarily, buy limit, sell limit. Do not do a whole bunch of market execution. The type of trading style that I involve myself in is going to be smart money, as well as a few different EMAs that I used to be able to use a strategy that I learned from one of my mentors. On top of that, what I would like y'all to do is if you literally go click on any YouTube video of mine, I want you to click on any YouTube video. I then want you to go to the, like the description part. And then I want you to go to where it says join my free Legacy Wealth Telegram chat. And then this is going to take you to my free Telegram. And in that is where I'm going to, upload the links for these calls as well as send out trade ideas and things of that nature. Okay. So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get started. Actually, before we get started, let me, I don't think I actually finished scanning to see what we have out here. So let me just do a little quick walkthrough real quick before we get started. And if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to drop it in the chat, and I will do my best to answer those in as timely of a fashion as I can. So if you guys would like to drop any questions, you do have the ability to put that in the chat. And then we just go keep it pushing like that. So basically for me, what I'm doing right now is I kind of know what I like to see in order to, dive deeper into something. So as right now, I'm kind of just flipping through. I already have a few different opportunities that I'm looking at. So as of right now, since the London session is going to be starting in what, like 45 minutes or so. Just looking to see if there's anything that I missed. And that's one thing about me. Usually, anytime you come on my calls, I'm not going to be really sifting through the market like this. I'm pretty much already going to have everything that I'm thinking about already pulled up and put on display. So you guys do not have to worry about getting straight to it. But I assure you, after I finish scanning through what I'm currently doing, then we will definitely go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, as they say. You feel me? So, almost done. And also too, for the schedule for these calls will be Monday through Friday. The time it's gonna start is the same time as today, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys come locked, loaded, ready to go. And as I said, it's nothing stopping me now. It's no excuses. I got everything I need to. I just need to, be consistent. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're starting off with today. Good foot forward. And then from there, we go keep it pushing. So yeah, it's not really looking like it's a whole bunch outside of what I was already looking at, honestly. But just to make sure I'm gonna finish sifting through all these, and then we can continue. So just give me like another minute or two, and then we will be on our way to the real education. You feel me? Let's see. Okay, yeah, we only got a couple more pairs to go through, and then we'll be able to go ahead and get started. NCD USD, NCD CAT. Alright, finish it off with these USD pairs. Alright, cool. USD Chef, which is one of the ones I was thinking about tonight. Hopefully it ain't gone without us, but Alright, cool. So I'll just go ahead and start on. I mean, actually, now that I look at this might not be bad on USD CAT. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Let me peep at this real quick. I ain't gonna lie, we got to throw USD CAD on this joint at 25. Don't look bad. And then we'll just come back to this 25-minute. Alright, but cool. Alright, so let's go through what we gotta go through. So we got USD Chef looking like it's already kind of leaving. Got CAD CHF. Oh, that's nowhere near. I can honestly take this one off. I can honestly take this one off here. This one is pretty far gone. ADJPY. I mean, it's getting closer, but as of where it is right now, if we break that, I'd feel better about it. Okay, let me just sift through what I have on here to see if I want to eliminate any of these right now. Yeah, I feel like a couple of these I can take off. All right. So we'll go ahead and go over USD Chef real quick. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to just break down what I'm looking at. Even though it kind of looks like this might already be leaving. All right, let's take it from the top. So let me erase all this right here. All right, so let's take it from the top, right? So with USD Chef, let me see where that original, what was that, the 15 minute? All right, cool. All right, so original USD Chef, because I'm going to break this all the way down. Right. Then I need to expand this down here. All right, cool. So original USD Chef, right? What I was looking at was, so if we start off from, obviously it's better to identify overall market structure off the higher time frames, 4-hour daily, things of that nature. I don't do necessarily as much daily. 4-hour usually is pretty good for me. So on a 4-hour, we can obviously see that the market has been, obviously in a very aggressive downtrend recently, as pretty much since November. So since November of last year, the market has just been dropping, right? You've had like little pullbacks up in here, but nothing too serious. So at this point, you would like to continue going with the trend until you see some, specific movements in the market that would cause you to think otherwise, right? Primarily what we aren't looking at least not for me, is like long-term buys per se, even though you could say eventually the market would probably come back into, this big gap up in here. So possibly what could happen long term, maybe the market comes up here and then continues to sell off. But without getting too ahead of ourselves, I'm not even thinking about all that. What I ended up seeing was on this 15-minute time frame, right? What we can see is the market ended up sweeping this low right here. And then from that point, it's just been correcting itself up pretty much ever since then, right? You can kind of see the pattern that it's looking like. It might continue to start going up, break that high, continue to start going up. So before we even got to all that, what I originally noticed was going to be this in a nutshell. So if you know about, obviously the smart money concepts, you like to be able to see breaks of structure, which you can identify happen here. You also like to see, what you don't always get, some sort of liquidity capture. Okay? So we could simply label this right here as our BOS, which is going to be our break of structure. Right? Because what did the market do? The market formed pretty much like this consolidation area up in here. Right, you can look at all this is like a consolidation area. Notice how the market didn't really go anywhere. It's kind of just trending sideways. Then what did you get? You got this liquidity sweep right here, where this wick, notice how this wick swept below these lows right here. Okay, and then from that point, what did the market do? It immediately exploded in the opposite direction. So one thing that you can usually tell if you have a valid liquidity sweep is it'll dip below or above, and then what you would like to see is an immediate reaction aggressively in a complete opposite direction. So since you got this sweep, you want to see it go up aggressively, right? Break some level of structure, possibly do what? Give a pullback back to this same initial candle. As you can see, I have it outlined. Notice if you go back to my original markup, personally I originally missed this entry just because I was looking for it. I think it missed by like 3 or 4 pips, something like that, nothing major. So I missed this original entry, but you can see how I have it marked up, have my liquidity sweep here. And you can see how the market extended. Now, as I go back here, right, you see what initially caused me to start looking for buys, right? Consolidation, liquidity sweep, break of structure, pullback, and then what? Continuation. So, one thing I want to be able to show as well is going to be, oh, it's going to go backwards like that. Okay, so let me get rid of these markups real quick. All right, cool. So, one thing is what you got to be aware of is it's going to be circumstances to where, so notice how this structure got broken. What you could have technically did at that point was you could have been like, okay, well, now it could look like another opportunity for if it breaks this, pull back, continue higher. Notice how the market didn't actually reach that area, right? Didn't actually reach that area. Then what? Continued to go higher. Broke another level of structure. So you could have attempted to still play this position, right, based off this candle whenever the market came back. But from my experience, what I will tell y'all is, I mean, obviously you can see the market pretty much wicked below the area, came back, wicked again. So what I can just tell you from my personal experience is whenever you have a situation to where you want to see that pullback, but the market then instead creates another high, this area may have been valid if the market would have actually come all the way down here initially before it came back up and broke this high. Once it breaks that second high and then establishes a new low, to a certain extent, this level may not be as strong anymore. Because technically, if the market is supposed to be flowing properly, it should, in theory, now come back to this area and continue going higher, because this is the new highest point. This is the new lowest point. So in theory, it should do this, right? But that's not what it did, right? Obviously, the market crashed below this area. Touched down here. Maybe gave you the belief it was about to go up with this wick, popped up, came back down, would have eventually taken out this stop loss right here that you would have placed. And then, that would have been the end of that. So what I usually think of is whether or not you played that, okay? Because you're not always going to avoid everything in real time. Sometimes in retrospect, you got to go back. And sometimes you got to go back and be able to assess what you did wrong and apply it moving forward. My bad. Get this out the way. So instead, what does the market do? The market gives you another possible opportunity. So notice how the market came back to the same spot twice. You got one time, what did it do? Went up. You got two more touches over here. What did it do again? It went up. So now, it's a similar example, even though it kind of looks like the market is about to leave without us, but I'm going to still finish going over the setup. What I ended up coming to was, since I can now come back to this one. So what I ended up coming to was, this is, I need to update this. I think it was a 25, 30, 35. Yeah. So what I ended up wanting, I could really move this up a little bit. So what I really ended up wanting was, this is the 35-minute time frame. So pretty much since I saw that the market came back and reacted off of this 15-minute POI again, I was looking for, this expansion up to possibly come back, test this candle right here, and then continue. But obviously, as you guys can see at this point, it looks like the market might just continue going higher. So this is something that could obviously uh reverse and come back before it leaves, but this is what I'll be looking for. So if this is something that happens, I will send it out. But as of right now, I don't like sending out stuff that I just have to say delete the next morning. So I'm gonna wait to see if it starts rejecting. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to update this to 35 minutes. I was like, why do I keep coming back here? All right, cool. So what I would like to see is I would like to see it maybe not break this area, maybe come close, start rejecting, start working its way down, and then do something like that. So this is for USD Chef. So that's what I would personally like to see. Whether or not we get that, only time will tell. If we go to USD CAD is I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, because like I usually like to just focus on a setup that actually has a chance of activating the same night. So I don't really know how much time I'm gonna spend on these. And since this is the first stream, I don't have to do anything necessarily excessive. I don't necessarily plan on my streams being like crazy long, 30 minutes to an hour. Not meant to just be on here all day. It is definitely more advanced. So obviously, if you don't even know smart money concepts or you don't understand trading at all, this is definitely not for beginners. So it's more so really just to come on here and show you what I'm looking at for potential setups, and you might be able to compare it with the setups that you're looking at. Maybe it's something that helps, maybe it doesn't. Either way, like I said, moving forward, we're going to be dropping these calls every single day, specifically Monday through Friday. And I'll get back into my wave of actually dropping other content on YouTube for the purpose of, education. So I do want to be able to get back into that. I mean, AUD might be something I'll talk about too before I get ready to hop off. But yeah, so kind of like how you guys see right now, what I would obviously like I said, I would like to see this reject from up in this area, maybe come back. You got all this imbalance down here. Maybe come back down somewhere up in here like that to go up. I already have my take profit set, so we should be good to go. What is this? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3.8. What's that? That's a 1 to 5. So yeah, we'll keep it here. All right, cool. So AUD will be the next one that we'll go over. I actually haven't marked this one up, so I can actually just use the regular chart. So AUD. All right. What I would actually like to see, as you guys can see, I have the 4-hour marked up here. I'm not gonna break down the whole logic of this. It's pretty simple. I mean, the market's been trending up, up, up. We got our initial break of structure on the higher time frame here, right? So that was like our first like major break of structure. Then we proceeded to break this as well. And this is still, oh no, we broke that as well too. So basically on this drop, we broke all 3 levels of structure. So one of 2 things can happen in my opinion. That was either all the liquidity the market wanted before it continues to go higher, and now the market is just going to start slowly pushing itself back higher to continue the trend, or it has not finished selling off yet, and there's a strong possibility that this 4-hour candle up here could be something that the market comes up here, does something like that, and then falls out the sky. But that's not actually what I was looking at. What I was looking at was the fact that we actually got, let me see what the highest time frame looks like. So, well, now that I'm looking at this, I'm probably still going to pass this up for right now. Because personally, what I would like to see is at minimum this area get broken first. Yeah, because we haven't even broken any structure. It kind of depends on what you're looking at. Some people might say whenever it broke below this, but nah. So for me, I'd actually like to wait for that. So I'm gonna just set horizontal line here and just say wait for BOS. So this actually has potential, but I'd have to wait to see a break of structure first. But pretty much what I'm looking at is either on the 15 or 20 minute, something like this right here. So this is AUD JPY. So on the 15 or 20 minute, what I would be looking for personally is going to be the market. First, I would like to see the market break below this area. Personally, if it doesn't and it comes back up here and then drops off, I just wouldn't feel confident taking it. So I would be okay watching it fall. I just haven't gotten what I would consider a break of structure yet. I like the higher time frame breaks of structure. So that's what I would have to look for specifically. But assuming that we get this to then come back and fall, that would be exactly what I'm looking for. So that's ADJPY. That could just be something like I said. Everything is meant for you guys to mark up. I don't necessarily drop the links in the chat or anything like that. I personally just like to be able to come on here, show you guys, and make y'all work. Like y'all see, I'm on ADJPY. You see, it's a 15-minute time frame. You see the candle I'm identifying. You see the low I want to break. This is gonna force y'all to, to actually go to the naked chart and put in the work. Okay, versus just giving you a screenshot. It's just about making it work a little bit more. But outside of that, I could break down USD CAD, but this is obviously not going to happen tonight because I would be looking for something like up here. So I'm not even going to go into that. GBP CAD, I don't think this is more than likely not going to happen either. So I would just kick that one off. So really, I'm just looking at three things. The most realistic is USD Chef, assuming it doesn't leave. Like I said, in my opinion, personally, if it breaks above this high, it's pretty much gone. That's how I feel. I would like to see it reject from this high, drop back down, and then put me in. So what I would personally be looking for is the market to come back below this area, because this is liquidity down here. So if the market comes back below this area, and then maybe that could justify coming back and filling this. But pretty much what I would do is I'm gonna set an alert for this, and if we break below this area, that's when I would send out the buy limit. Or if I just feel myself getting a little tired and I feel like I'm gonna doze off before this happens, then I'll just send it out prematurely. So I say 90, 92. So 92, and then I'll usually just do something simple like set buy limit, just as a reminder when I get the alert on my phone. All right, but so as you see, I got the alert right there, and if the market does come back and break below this, I would send out the buy limit, and then from there, it'll be all systems go for 3.8 to 1, almost a 4 to 1. So that's solid. But yeah, at that point, guys, that is pretty much it. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys for coming onto the stream. I will see you guys when I see you. And by the way, seeing you when I see you is going to be tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow again, same time, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. And you guys have a blessed one. Peace.